Hello, welcome to my recording for the week 6 or module 6 project. So we researched Syllaboo and Wakelet, and with Syllaboo I chose to use 2nd and 3rd grade, and we would use this for students to be able to use their technology to find things that they need, whether that be the educational games, what we're doing, and then also knowing where parents, you can also use it to have contact if we need to. So this is my Syllaboo here. Move it over just a little bit. Seesaw, Canva, those are kind of like your main kind of the main things that we kind of use. And then this comes over and talks about math games, science games, literacy games, reading tools. I chose these because these are what I know that the school that I am in as a para now, this is what we use. IXL Math, Reflex, and then we use Scholastics quite a bit for science and social studies, and then Khan Academy Kids and Epic, we do use those as well. So those were kind of some bigger ones, and I also threw in some of the tools that we have already kind of discussed in previous modules. So the ISTE standard that I related this back to is Creative Communicator. 6.A, choose platforms and tools. Students choose appropriate platforms and digital tools for meeting desired objectives of their creation or communication. So with that, they are able to use, this is the standard that I had referenced it back to. So with that, I kind of think that that's one thing that they kind of sparks their own technology, learning how to use technology. And then the Nebraska standard that I used is 2.0.5 numeric relationships. I referred this back to because we use a lot of math games like Reflex and Lookit and IXL for that. Solve authentic problems involving addition, subtracting with 100. So that is the one that I used for that. And then I explored Wakelet, and honestly, this is the first time I've used Wakelet, so that was a little bit interesting to me. So here's my Wakelet, elementary education. This is just the stuff, and I don't know why these aren't popping up, but this is the Wakelet for the project this week. I would use this as a resource for my students in 2nd or 3rd grade to find any more about any of the educational platforms that we're using. Also, I would use it for my parents to also look at those information about the platforms that we're using. You know, sometimes when you look into technology, it can be a little bit scary to see, you know, what your kids are using, and most parents would trust that we have done our due diligence and what they're using is safe. But sometimes parents just like to be a little bit more knowledgeable and informed. So I related that also back to Knowledge Constructor, effective strategies. Students use effective strategies to find resources that support their learning needs, personal interests, creative pursuits. They'll use this for research and resources. And then my content, Nebraska content, is SC 2.1 or SC 312 weather and climate. We can represent data and table pictograph and displays, and you can put on here, you can put weather conditions and like a weather thing. So I thought that would be really cool to add that into my Wakelet as well, to be able to have them do their research on the weather and stuff like that. So that is, yeah, that's the end of my presentation. Thank you.